The right question should be asked by the honorable judges. Why the adequate representation is not yet achieved even after 70 years of independence? This should have been the question they should have asked. Instead, they have asked for how many generations reservation must continue. The reservation will continue till the backward classes get adequate representation in services. Reservation is a fundamental right. If they do not have any knowledge about this fundamental right, and if they are talking against a reservation, it is as good as talking against the constitution, talking against the nation. It is nothing but anti-constitutional statement, anti-national remark. Friends, Jai Bhim to you all. On March 19, 2021, it has been reported that the 5 judges bench of Supreme Court, while hearing a clutch of cases relating to the quota of Marathas, has asked an important question: for how many generations reservation in jobs, education will continue? This is a question asked by the learned judges. Usually these questions are asked by laymen who do not know any knowledge, who do not have any knowledge about the constitution or about the law of the land. But this time the question has come from the judges, 5 judges. It's a bench of 5 judges of Supreme Court. The Constitution of India has clearly mentioned in Article 16(4) that nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any provision for reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens, which in the opinion of the state is not adequately represented in the services under the state. What does it mean? What does it mean that if any backward class citizen is not adequately represented, the state shall make reservation of posts or appointments in the services? It only means that the reservation will continue till the backward classes get adequate representation in services. Here expressly there is no time limit, but the time limit is implied. Reservation is a constitutionally implied time limit factor. If provision of reservation continues till this day, it only means that backward classes are still not able to get the adequate representation. If they are not getting the adequate representation even after 70 years of independence, it is the failure on the part of the government in not able to achieve the adequate representation. The judges should have asked a question like this, a right question. What is the right question should be asked by the honorable judges? Why the adequate representation is not yet achieved even after 70 years of independence? This should have been the question they should have asked. Instead, they have asked for how many generations reservation must continue. Reservation will cease to exist on the day adequate representation is achieved. Why the Supreme Court, comprising of the learned judges, is unable to understand this fundamental aspect mentioned in the Constitution? The continuity of a reservation shows that inadequacy continues even to this day. It is as simple as that. Reservation policy is a vehicle to reach the destination of adequate representation in services. Adequate representation is an objective to be achieved. How can you achieve that objective? You can achieve that objective only through reservation. Reservation is a vehicle, and adequate representation is a place to reach. The vehicle must reach that place. So our ministers and legislators are asking how long we should use that vehicle. Till we reach the destination, you must use the vehicle, that's all. It is as simple as that. Many of our rulers and even legislators, very learned people also, are very much confused with representation and reservation. They think that they are similar terms. They are not similar terms. They are continuation of the one another. To reach the adequate representation, you must have reservation. So reservation is a vehicle to reach adequate representation. Destroying the vehicle and trying to reach the destination is foolishness. You cannot reach the destination without using the vehicle or any mode of transport. How can you achieve representation without reservation? Inadequate representation in services exists due to the continued operation of caste system. The casteist mentality of our rulers and even the juries prevents us to achieve the adequate representation. So long the disease of casteism continues, the symptom of inadequate representation is bound to surface, and the medicine of reservation is bound to be administered. Casteism is a disease, and reservation is a medicine to cure that disease. The learned judges have complained against the medicine, not against the disease. They should have inquired as to why the disease still continues to haunt our body politics. Why the disease continues to haunt our country. If the disease is not cured, it only means that either medicine is wrong or medicine is not properly administered. Every one of us know that medicine is very effective. But the problem is that doctors who are supposed to give the medicine are not giving it on time, regularly. The existing backlog vacancies will prove this point. Even after 70 years, there are many backlogs vacancies existing in the quota. Why they are not able to fulfill it? The persons who are sitting at the top and deciding all the helm of affairs are unwilling to implement the reservation policy to the needed extent. You can understand their mentality by looking at the fact that there is no legislation to safeguard and ensure the proper implementation of reservation. That is why reservation should be given, most importantly, in key posts of administration and in judiciary. If the backward class people are given proper representation in key posts, in higher posts, this kind of anomaly would never exist. Look at the irregularities in case of reservation, in implementing the reservation. Number one, as I told you, there is no legislation to protect this fundamental right and punish the violators. Number two, as a result of lack of legislation, there exists a huge vacancy in every government department and public sector units. Number three, there is no reservation beyond junior class 1 posts. Number four, as a result of this lapse, there are no sufficient SC, ST, OBC representation in key posts. Number five, reservation promotion is not implemented. Number six, many government institutions, which are more than 40 numbers, including the judiciary, kept outside the purview of reservation. Number seven, there is a conspiracy of converting or clubbing many posts into single posts, Because in single post, you cannot apply the reservation policy. So there is a very beautiful conspiracy in cutting the number of posts into single posts and recruiting the persons only for the single post. When there is a single post, so they cannot apply reservation policy. So usually the scheduled caste will not be invited for the interview, and the question of appointment is altogether it's left out. And number 8, very important thing is, the Constitution says adequate representation should be given. That means reservation should be adequate to the population of the backward classes. When the backward classes are over 80% in number, but the reservation is limited to only 50%. How can you accommodate 80 to 85% people in just 50%? This is another question. And most of all, today the government sector is being squeezed. Most of the public sector units are privatized. Railways, LIC, ONGC, and banks have been submerged into limited. Earlier there were 26 nationalized banks. At present it is around 12 banks. And it is likely to be reduced to just 6 banks. So privatization means cutting of jobs. Cutting of jobs means cutting of reservation. With all these challenges, the backward classes are fighting to get their share. How can they get it when the people who are at the place to give the reservation are so much against the backward classes, so much against the reservation, so much caste-minded? How is it possible? Honorable Supreme Court seems to be apprehensive about the efficacy of the reservation policy in developing the backward classes. The honorable judges must note that whatever the little development that has been achieved by the backward classes, it's only because of reservation. And that is why there is a demand for reservation by all the sections, all the castes, including the Brahmins. It shows that reservation is very effective in achieving the development. Finally, I wonder as to how these judges could occupy the coveted posts of Supreme Court without even having the fundamental knowledge of the Constitution with regard to the reservation provision. Reservation is a fundamental right. If they do not have any knowledge about this fundamental right, and if they are talking against a reservation, it is as good as talking against the Constitution, talking against the nation. It is nothing but anti-constitutional statement, anti-national remark. And why not the Parliament and our MPs initiate action against these erring judges? I don't think that they are doing it out of innocence. It is deliberate mistake. They must be warned. Call these erring judges to the floor and ask the explanation. If they are not able to give the proper explanation, the parliament should punish them. Only then these erring attitudes can be corrected. They can be warned, because reservation is such an important aspect which touches the lives of more than 85% of the people of this country. Talking against reservation means talking against these people, against this nation. Such people must be warned. So I request the representatives of the people who are sitting in the House of People, to take proper action. While the parliament is an institution above the judiciary, how can the judges pass remarks against the constitution? Constitution is a document which governs all the institutions, including parliament and the court. Parliament is the institution representing the people, we the people of India. So it's a direct attack on our people, on the rights of our people, and this cannot be ignored. This mistake cannot be tolerated. So it is the duty of the parliamentarians. We request our parliamentarians, our Honorable Prime Minister and our Honorable President to take proper action against these erring judges. Thank you very much. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat.